Hello students, I think you have been following my regular lectures and other video. I have explained what is capital budgeting and what is investment decision that we have discussed, and what is capital budgeting techniques also we have discussed. Now, as we have told, we will be explaining the different techniques under capital budgeting decisions. As you could recapitulate that, out of the different techniques of capital budgeting, one is your that traditional concept, that is where time value of money has not been considered. Another is modern concept, that is time value of money is considered, that is discounted cash flow concept. You see, at present, that is modern concept is more applicable, as because of that if you do not consider the time value of money, then what is the meaning of your cost of capital, discounted rate, everything will not be considered. So as we have explained earlier also, we can recapitulate that 100 rupees today, it will be equivalent to 110 rupees after 1 year, or 110 rupees after 1 year, it will be equivalent to 100 rupees today. So if we do not consider the time value of money, then our total discussions will not be at par. So for that reason, you have to make it the different, you have to understand that both the things equating, then only your comparison will appropriate. So now under the your latest technique, that is the discounted concept, that is time value of money, one of the important concept we will be discussing, that is internal rate of return. As you could remember that, what is the internal rate of return? Internal rate of return is the discount rate that equates the present value of expected cash flow. Again we can repeat the internal rate of return is the discount rate that equates the present value of the expected cash flows. That means you have to match in between the two. So that is the IRR, and IRR concept is very much important for that, because you do not know which rate it will match. So you have to go with the trial and error method with the discounted cash flow at certain rate, and you have to take some other rate with the discounted rate, that is net present value. It may be some point in between of the two, that is that matches with your that discount rate with the expected cash flows. So that way we will be going for this thing. So today we will be discussing with the help of one example, that is one Unilever company considering a new product line to supplement its range line, new product line. That means another new product they are adding, as you have been discussing, no, that is when new line of product diversification, that cases this is there. It is anticipated that new product line will involve cash investment of to be 7 lakh at time 0, initial stage, that 7 lakh you are investing at time 0, and 10 lakhs in year 1. So your investments how much? Initial stage your 7 lakhs, and first year it is 10 lakhs. So your total investment is 17 lakhs. It is clear. After tax cash flows of rupees 2,50,000 are expected in year 2, because 0 and first year your investments over, then your returns will be expecting to come only second year onwards. So second year your 3,50,000, third year your 3 lakhs, fourth year your 3,50,000, and 4 lakhs each year thereafter. That means 4 years from 5th year onwards. That means 4 lakh, all the years up to 10 year you will be getting. But here they are telling that although the product line might be viable after 10 years, the company prefers to conservative and end the calculation at that time. So within that period of 10 years, they are ending that thing, because it may continue after 10 years also, but for practical reason, they are taking the benchmark or end limit, that is the 10 years. Now, what you have to do here in these calculations, if the required rate of return is 15%, what will be the net present value of the project? You see that your required return is 15%. Suppose you are expecting, then what would be your net present value? This is one thing. What would be the case if the required rate of return is 10%? That means you understand from the problem that at 15% rate of return, you have to calculate one set of net present value, and at the same time 10% your required rate of return, you have to calculate one set of present value. Then you have to calculate the internal rate of return and the payback period. It is the very simple. So what we need here from these calculations, as we told that 2-3 things we have to keep in mind before erasing this part. So you have to 15%, 10%. So we can keep the information here. 15%, 10%, and your IRR you calculate, and you have to calculate the payback period. Okay? This is the thing. So before erasing, we will be taking the important informations right hand side, so that our problem solution stage problem will not be there. So what we have to do, we have to calculate number one, NPV at 15% rate, number two, NPV at 10% rate. Then we have to do IRR. So for that calculations, you require your 0 year investment is your 10 lakhs investment, 10 lakhs, and first year your 0 years investment your this thing 7 lakhs, not 10 lakhs, 7 lakh your investment, first year your investment is 10 lakhs. That means these are your outflow. Okay, these are your outflows, and your all the years, second year, third year, fourth year, how much you are expecting. Second year after the cash flow 2 lakh 50, at the end of second year you are getting 2 lakh 50,000. These are all your cash flows, 2 lakh 50,000. Third year you are getting 3 lakhs. Fourth year you are getting 3 lakh 50,000, and 4 lakh each year thereafter through 10th. That means 5th year to 10th year we are getting how much? 4 lakhs, right? So this is our informations. So based upon these informations, we have to calculate the IRR and the payback period. So as you understand that discounted rate equates the future cash flows. What is the basic concept of internal rate of return? So we have to calculate the net present value and both the expected rates. So these informations are sufficient for our calculations. We can erase these portions, right? So first question was there, what is the NPV at 15%? So we will be calculation that a statement of NPV of NPV. So here first we have to keep it years, then cash flows, then your present value factor at the rate of 15%, present value factor at 50%, and present value, right? Present value that we can show small PV. So this is the informations, and years your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to 10 years, right? Because they are telling that no, on 50 years onwards you will be getting some rate and it will be continue 10 years, up to 10 years, and beyond 10 years also they may continue it, but for the practical reason they are ending the calculations there itself, fourth year itself. Then your cash flow, this is outflow, your investment, so we are making under bracket, that is minus. Second year your investment, your 10 lakhs, this is also your outflow, you are making under bracket. First year end. Second year end you are getting 2,50,000, your cash flows positive. 3 lakhs third year. Fourth year your 3,50,000, right? And fifth to 10 years your 4 lakhs, right? So now your PV factor 15%. You know that 0 year it would be 1. Then you add 15% rate present value factor, so that you can either calculate it and you will be given the formula for that. What is the PV factor at 15% and 10% you will be getting for that thing. So PV factor at 15% the first year it will be 0.870, second year it will be 0.756, third year it will be 0.658, and fourth year it will be 0.572, and 5 to 10 years, this fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, eighth year, ninth year, 10th year, all these years PVs, if you add together, this will come 2.164. Okay, because this is the same figure, no need of calculating separately. Now present value, how it is coming? You have to multiply cash flow into by PV factor. So 7 lakh into 1, it will be 7 lakh. So since it is outflow, this will be minus, and 10 lakhs into 0.87, so it will be 8,70,000. So this is also outflow, you know, this is also minus figure. And second year onwards it will be positive, 2,50,000 into 754, it will be 1,89,000. This is positive. Then 3 lakh into 6.58, 1,97,400. And fourth year 3,50,000 into 572, it will come your 2,200,000. And your fifth to 10 years 4 lakh multiplied by your PV factor 2.164 all the 5 years. So this will equivalent to your 8,56,600. If you take sum total all your net present value, it will be your 15 lakhs. If you take it, this side will be minus side is more, so your net present value will be 1,17,800 within bracket, that means it is minus. Okay, so alternative minus is alternative way we are keeping in bracket. So this is one figure, that means our answer, one part we are writing here, NPV at 15% NPV factor, it is coming your minus 1,17,800, right? Okay, so you see that under these cases they have been asking no net present value 15%, 10%. Now come to your second part, at 10% what will be there? So what simple we will be doing these things, other things will remain same. It will be under B only. This another that is NPV factor, simply we have to make it under 10%. It will be B. Year will be remain same. Your cash flows will remain same. Simply your this PV factor 10%. First year 0 to 1 it will be there, and all the other years it is simply getting changed. So this will become your second year. Here it will be your, since your rate of interest or it is getting changed, your PV factor also will change. 0.909, third is 0.826, then your 0.751, 0.683, and 5th to 10 year your 2.975. So since it is all these things here, one is fixed, then 7 lakh will be fixed and other figures will get changed. So how it will NBP also, it will be same way. It is coming from here. This your first year it will be 10 lakhs multiplied by this factor is 909, that will be 909000. So since it is a outflow, this will be the negative figure. 2 lakh 15 to 8 to 6, same way it will be 2 lakh 06,500, and this will be your 225,300, and this will be your 239,050, and this will be your 11,90,000. Very simple. This your cash flows multiplied your PV factor. So if you see that here 7, 9, 16 and here 11 to 4 to 6, 11, 17. So that is here positive figure is coming 2,51,850. So this is plus. So your then you can write here NPV net present value at 15% is minus, and net present value at 10% equal to your it will be positive 2,51,850. So now first and second reply is over. Net present value at 15%, net present value at 10%, that we have calculated. This is A and this is B. Now we have to go for your that third questions, that is what is your IRR. So this IRR you have to very carefully calculate this thing. Sometime fraction figures may come, you have to careful on that calculations part. So net present value when we will be doing under this net present value, when we will be calculating that, see, that is your IRR, that means internal rate of return. Internal rate of return this is some formula is there. LR means your lower rate plus NPV at lower rate LR divided by NPV at lower rate minus NPV at higher rate multiplied by higher rate minus lower rate. So this formula you have to keep in mind. IRR, lower rate, net present value at lower rate, that is 10%, net present value at lower rate 10%, net present value at higher rate, simply multiplied by simply higher rate minus lower rate. So lower rate out of the 15%, 10% being your the lower rate plus NPV at lower rate is your 2,51,850, 2,51,850 divided by net PV at lower rate your 2,51,850 minus NPV at higher rate. You see that this is a negative figure, so this is minus 117,800, right? Into higher rate your 15% minus 10%. So you understand that. So this is the thing how we are taking into the figures. So once you solve it, this will be 10% plus 2,51,850 divided by 2,51,850. These both minus equal to plus 1,17,800 minus this should be your multiplied by 15 to 10 equal to 5%. If you solve the calculation, this is very simple. If you make it sum total, this your 13.41% is coming. This is the IRR, internal rate of return. So that is internal rate of return means in between 10% and 15%. That is the rate where it matches your future cash flow. That is 13.41. That is in between your 10 to 15%. So this is your internal rate of return. So this part is over, internal rate of return. Now we will be going for your that last part, that is your present value. So present value, you know, this is the payback period. You understand that this is the payback period traditional concept. Here no question of discounting factor or net present value concept. Simply your investments divided by future cash flows annual or average annual, whatever the case may be. If you do that, your that number of years will come. That means where your initial investments were there, from your future cash flows, how many years you have recovered your total investment amount. That is the simple thing under your payback period concept. So how many years it will be taking together? You see that your cash flows, your minus 7 lakh 0 years minus 10 lakhs your first year plus 2,50,000 plus 3 lakh plus 3,50,000 plus 4 lakhs. So how it is coming? Your that initial investment is 17 lakhs. You add that 3 lakh and is 7 lakh, 10 lakhs. 10 lakh for 3 lakh plus 3 lakh, 6 lakh, 7 lakh, 4 lakh, then 11 lakh. No, this is the 2,50,000, 3 lakh, 3,50,000, 4 lakhs plus another year also will be required. You see that here it is 17 lakhs your initial investment. That 17 lakhs, 2,50,000, 3 lakh. So 5,50,000, 538, 9 lakhs, 9 plus 4, 13 lakhs plus 4, 17 lakhs. So this 17 lakhs, how many years it is going for this thing? See, it is a 0 years, you leave it that. This is a first year, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year. So within your payback period is your 6 years. You are getting my point? So your total investment of rupees 17 lakhs from the future cash flows you could recover within a period of 4 years. So that is your future cash flows is 17 lakh and your initial investment your 17 lakh. In how many years you could recover the amount? That is your the payback period. That is the traditional concept, no discounting factor. So आज के लिए हमने इतना ही कर रहा हूँ. We would request you to kindly do subscribe to my channel, and if you like my discussions, then you can like and share also, so that future whatever the videos will come, it will come to you. We are ending the video for the day. Have a good day.